anyways, so today we're gonna be replacing valve cover gaskets, intake manifold gaskets, the valley pan gasket, and since we're gonna be removing the intake manifold, we're gonna be replacing the oil pressure sensor because it doesn't show it up in the dash. Reason being, we're doing this repair, as you can see right here. You can see right here, there's a bunch of gunk of oil underneath the intake manifold. So this it's been needing a replace for a while. They just haven't done it. So we're gonna go ahead and do it. So we're gonna disconnect the coil harness, remove the coil mount for all the harnesses, remove the valve cover. We're gonna start with the valve covers first. We are gonna be replacing coil number 8 because coil number 8 is also having an issue. And then from there, we're gonna go ahead and remove the intake manifold, replace the gaskets and the oil pressure sensor. So this should be a quick, pretty easy job. I mean, we already did it to this truck, as you guys seen on the previous video, but we did it with the engine out. The engine was sitting over there. And on this one, it's just a different experience because now the engine is actually inside of the vehicle. So we're gonna go ahead and be replacing that. So stay tuned. So just like that, you go ahead and you remove your, like I said, there's like 5 of these that are holding your coil bracket, and then there's 4 7mm bolts holding down the valve cover. So then you go ahead and you just scrape this off gently because this is an aluminum head. So you scrape off the old access, you clean it off with some brake cleaner, and you clean out your valve cover, you replace your gaskets, and you install them again. So I got the driver's side done. I'm gonna go ahead and do the passenger side, finish that up, and then focus on the intake manifold. And I'm gonna go ahead and try to clean up as much as I can. Remember, it's quality over quantity. So, you know, just letting your customer leave satisfied goes a long way for you and your business. So as you can see, we went ahead and we cleaned the valve covers a little bit. We sprayed some brake cleaner on that and some diesel on the shirt to take all off that gunk. So we did both sides already. I replaced the coil, and right now we're gonna start and we're gonna be removing the intake manifold. I'm gonna take this step by step because I know there's a gas line connected to it, and there's probably like a ground wire connected to it in the back, and you have this harness here for the throttle body. So just go ahead and take it slow. There should be 4 to 5 bolts on each side holding down the intake manifold. It's gonna be an 8mm socket. You're probably gonna need an extension, and you're just gonna go ahead and take them off. You don't want to use power tools on this, just in case you do end up what's it called, cross-threading the thread. You know, just go ahead and get a feel for it with your hand. If not, you're gonna be sitting there, you know, with a drill and a drill bit and trying to tap in a new thread. So yeah, guys, it's going on pretty smooth. It is a different experience doing it on a car than doing it with the motor outside. I mean, it's obvious that it's a different experience. But if you are gonna swap your truck or your car or whatever, do that shit outside, because it's a mission doing it inside the car. You feel like you can't breathe. So removing the intake manifold, you guys have to be careful because there's some vehicles that come with a return line system. For example, excuse me about that. Removing the intake manifold, guys, you guys have to be really careful because there are vehicles that come with a return system. As you can see, you have your gas going in, your gas coming out, and you have your feed line. Let it focus. Your feed line and your return line. So you have to be very careful. There's some that don't come with the return line. They have a regulator in the back, so it just feeds, and then, you know, whatever doesn't get pushed through the feed line returns back to the pump. But in this situation, this vehicle has a feed line and a return line. So just try to watch out for that. You go ahead and you disconnect your knock sensors in the back. You disconnect. I disconnected this, the passenger side fuel line, the fuel injectors, just because I don't want to remove the whole thing. I left the other side all connected. I just swinged it over on top of the alternator. I'm gonna go ahead and clean this up. And we're also gonna replace the valley cover gasket now that we're here, because as you can see, there's a lot of junk. It's been here for years probably. So, you know, as you can see, the little blue FELPRO, the new gaskets, we already did those on both sides. I'm gonna go ahead and clean this up as the best I can. Gonna go ahead and put a piece of rag on all these ports, shoot it with some brake cleaner, you know, get a scraper in here and, you know, take some of this off. And we're gonna go ahead and replace the oil pressure sensor, which should be this one right here. This one right here. So I remember I did disconnect it back in the days because it wasn't working, so I had disconnected, but we're gonna go ahead and replace it. So now that we're in here and we had to remove the valley cover, these knock sensors, one of them was busted. The harness was not even inside where it's supposed to be. As you can see, it was busted there. And the other knock sensor, the clip, was all broken. And one of the, look at this. This is probably another reason why this vehicle was giving me a knock sensor code. So I went ahead to Advance right quick and I picked up their DORMAN kit. I will put the part number in the description, but it comes with 2 knock sensors and the harness and the grommets. So this DORMAN kit was pretty good, you know. So we're gonna go ahead and replace that right now. And like I showed you on the last video, we're gonna go ahead and add some RTV sealant on the grommet for the knock sensors. That way the humidity or water doesn't go inside, because that's the reason why they get messed up. Water goes inside, they get corroded, they start breaking, they start rusting up, and then you start having a knock sensor code for your engine, and then it reduces timing, and so forth and so forth. If you guys get it, get it. If not, look it up. But this is very important. And if you guys don't want to run your knock sensors, they do make a knock sensor delete. You do have to get it tuned for that, but that's beyond the point. We finished, we cleaned it up a little bit, we installed the new valley cover gasket. We're gonna go ahead and put the knock sensors in, tighten those down, put the harness in, put the intake manifold on, and start connecting everything back up. And just like that, guys, oil pressure works now. All the gauges work now. Everything was changed. Truck is running fine. Remember to subscribe, leave a comment down below, like the video, share it, and stay tuned for more.